What's going on, guys? It's Blaze here, and I'm here with the new Rust update for the new drastic changes that have occurred. First and foremost being there's icebergs again, which also means that there's going to be some really overpowered bases because, yes, you can indeed build on them. And these give you the vantage point because you're all the way up, because it's really high up, so if people are swimming, you have the drop on them. Plus, they have to build all the way up to you. Now, how do you get up here? Well, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to ladder your way up. So, when you swim here, you're going to have like lots of ladders. So, you just ladder all the way up. It's not as easy as you would imagine. You go and just you find a way to like go there, boom, boom, and boom. So just ladder your way all the way up, and there you go. You have yourself a little base you can make yourself up here. Sure, why not? And no one's gonna want to come to this. So the new icebergs are awesome. Now, one thing to keep in mind with the icebergs though is that they are really far off. Like, you're gonna have to be swimming for a long time. So one thing with the new update that also is very drastic is the new update with the textures. As you can see, it's not the old nodes that we used to know and love, but it's still something else that fits really well into the game. It's going to take some time to get used to, but if you can see the surroundings, it really fits in with Rust, and I feel like it would be a really good update. It's just going to take some time to get used to. So if we mine this, you can see how the new nodes kind of like it falls down like a node should if you're mining it. So yes, here are the new nodes. It's something we're not used to as Rust players, but we're gonna have to get used to it. It does look more like a stone node should. So we have the first break would look like this. So it kind of progressively gets flatter and flatter. So there's the stone node. Let me find another node for you. Okay, so here we have the sulfur nodes. Now the sulfur nodes, it's like a mix between stone and sulfur. Like, you can see the sulfur in it, but it also kind of looks like there's stone in it. Of course, it just gives you sulfur, but here's what the new nodes look like. Let me mine this up. Now, for those of you who are wondering about the pickupables, here's the sulfur one that you can see. It's roughly the same as how they used to be. It's just a little bit differently textured, but it shouldn't really bother too many people. So we're here in the desert, and as you can see, the nodes look different. Like, they're more of more like a sandy brownish look to them that fits well into the desert. So with their different environments, so that's also cool to keep in mind. It's not always going to be the silvery look. It's going to also be more of a brownish look. And finally, here's the metal node. So it's pretty much just a stone node, except it has like metal-y scratches on them, and it's more surfacey and textured like a metal node should be. So this is going to bring a more realistic era look to Rust. So I think it looks really good. And for those of you who are running, here's the stone node. So it does change even for the different textures there are in, like, let's say the desert. So we're here in the caves, and here's what the cave node looked like. So the cave nodes used to be really small and compact. Now these ones are more bigger, and they fit in really well, because I didn't even really notice it, because they kind of have like this brownish tint to them, because in this cave it's more of a deserty cave. But yeah, here are the new nodes in the caves. And again, here's another one. So we're here in a normal grassland. You know, here's your tall grass, and here's your normal grass. So they fixed the grass height, so it's now not going to be in your way. You can crouch and you'll be fine. You're going to get a tiny bit blocked in a couple of the bigger patches, but you should be fine it won't really affect with you as much with PvP as it did in the previous patch that was really bad and lots of complaints were there. Now also one other thing to note, there's lots more little rocks on the ground. This is my personal opinion, I've never really noticed this before, but there's a whole bunch of little tiny rocks and stuff, and they're all over the place, and it adds that effect of like more a rocky feel to Rust, and it's giving it that more survival feel. So real quick, I'm just around here, and so some icebergs can be closer while others can be farther out. Now this one is really close and flat. As you can see, there's a guy up here. It's really flat. This one's almost a little bit bigger and way closer to shore. So in the new update, they say that stone yield for the quarry is drastically increased. Now here we have nothing in the quarry, and let's just see how long it's going to take and how much it's going to give us just for one, I guess, tick you can say per each time it yields you stone. So here we can see we got 15, now we have 31. So it gives you about 15 to 16 per stone yield. And it's going pretty fast, so I would say it's definitely better than it was before, because before it used to give you nothing. Now with the stone drastically getting more, it's about maybe roughly 15 seconds per, about 12 to 15 seconds per yield, about 14 to 15, sometimes a little bit less, sometimes a little bit more, just kind of depends. It fluctuates very often. So we're here on the road, and as you can see, there's junk piles around as there would be on the road. So in the new updates, there claimed to be an increased junk pile spawn attempts. So as I'm pretty sure what this is saying is that it's going to be spawning either more like in certain areas where there won't be as much, like let's say like more tinier roads, a little bit more longer roads where there won't be as many as in, like there'll be more junk piles, or it's saying that once you destroy one will spawn much faster. But as we can tell previously, that has already happened, so figuring that there's just probably going to be more spawn piles, more in areas that there's not going to be as many, so you can still get the piles in the a little bit non-lengthier areas where there's more piles. So we're here at the launch site, and we're checking out the new furniture. In the new update, they have the rocket launch site, these are the offices, and they have new furniture items. So as you can see, there's like many boxes and shelves everywhere, and it's just actual office spaces where there actually is computers with, barrels spawning in there. There's a little bit of a glitch there, but it won't really matter as much. So you actually have individual office spaces with chairs and stuff. It's not just a plain and open area like it used to be before. Now as you can see around, there is now like a little bit of paintings, I guess you can say, or posters. And here's one of them. I guess there's like a cobalt, kind of like rocket launch theme, so it's kind of like saying how it's like rockets. And as you can see, there's many different shelves and just office spaces, which is really cool in my opinion. Here we have another room that you have the shaft that goes and leads into, and then you have the roof. So we're here at the list at the rocket launch site. So here we're on level 6 up to the main floor. This elevator is now properly working. You're not going to be falling through, and it's actually very stable, and it's going to be probably one of the safer ways to get up, because at least you have a fighting chance instead of on the ladder. But it works. There's no glitching, static key falling through. It works really well. And for those of you who are wondering, the loot at the rocket launch site is still the same. So yes, I'm pretty sure with this new update, all the elevators are working. You should be able to use all of them without, glitching through, and they all should be good, so you can get to the top and get the loot in rocket launch site. So that pretty much covers all the main points in the update. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye bye.